Shout out to Vault. This video is why Chief Keef stays away from Lil Durk. We're gonna get straight into it.
At around 3 o'clock in the morning on June 5, 2013, the Chicago Police Department were dispatched to the 7200 block of South Green Street after receiving a tip that there was a man with a loaded firearm walking around the area. When the Chicago police arrived on the scene, they spotted Lil Durk attempting to hide a loaded .40 caliber handgun inside of his Hyundai Sonata and immediately arrested Durk on the spot. Less than 2 years prior to this, Lil Durk was arrested and charged with possession of a firearm with a defaced serial number. According to multiple reports, back in October of 2011, the Chicago police were doing the usual patrol through Lil Durk's hood when they came across Durk chasing another individual through the streets. When the cops began to intervene, Durk darted into a nearby alleyway and tossed a loaded nickel semi-automatic handgun underneath a car. Lil Durk then ran inside a home on the 6400 block of South Eggleston where police ultimately found Durk sitting on a couch and arrested him. The charge he received for this incident was a Class 3 felony that can carry a 2 to 5 year sentence in an Illinois state prison. Since this was Lil Durk's first offense, Durk was able to plead guilty to a reduced charge of aggravated, unauthorized use of a weapon and was sentenced to 1 year in jail. Durk served 87 days of that sentence until he was released on parole on July 27, 2012, with his parole ending on July 27, 2013. That means that during his second arrest on June 5, 2013, Lil Durk was already out on parole for a previous felony weapons charge. Things were not looking good for Durk. After being booked into jail, a Cook County judge set Lil Durk's bond to $100,000, which means that in order to be released, Durk would need to come up with 10% of that money in cold hard cash. Despite being signed to Def Jam at the time, it seems that Lil Durk didn't have access to $10,000 and allegedly reached out to Chief Keef for some assistance, but Keef didn't show much of an interest in wanting to help Lil Durk out. While this was never confirmed by Durk or Keef themselves, it's pretty clear that there was something going on between the two. When Lil Durk was initially arrested, members of O Block, 300, 600, and more were tweeting out their condolences to Lil Durk. Chief Keef, on the other hand, didn't post anything on social media about Durk other than this somewhat cryptic tweet on June 13, 2013 saying, OTG, hashtag only the GLO, which is a play on Lil Durk's OTF, only the family. Durk sat in the Cook County jail for over a month before he could come up with the $10,000 bond money to be released. And according to rival rapper and gang member P. Rico, Lil Durk got beat up in jail and even mentioned that the notorious shooter D. Rose wouldn't even leave his cell. Once home free, Durk took to Twitter and tweeted the infamous lyrics to Chief Keef's First Day Out, further hinting at the fact that Keef didn't bother to help him get out of jail. Days later, Chief Keef would once again tweet OTG. Lil Durk would then proceed to go on somewhat of a rant on Twitter, starting out with shouting out Lil Reese and Fredo Santana for keeping it real with him. Then goes on to say that Chief Keef would have been killed if it wasn't for his affiliation with 300. Durk then states that he's better off beefing with the opposition and seems to banish Chief Keef from the block by saying, "Where are you going to spend it at? Because you can't come around here with it." 10 minutes later, Lil Durk continues his rant by saying, "All the money but can't go get D-Rose? Laugh out loud. Bad enough he's on your ass already." He then tweets, "If your squad,
nigga, you ain't even go get nigga, you ain't even go get D-Rose.
D-Rose, you got a bigger deal, right?" And then ends his rant with, "Warning, I'm not Soulja Boy. This shit can get ugly." Chief Keef soon fires back by tweeting, "Just bought a 2000."
Man, with me, I feel like a lot of people promise to take care of people until they actually get the money, and that situation changes because it's like then you realize how much responsibility you got once you get that money and you can't stick to that promise. You feel me? So it's like shit get different. And he had kids too. He was having a lot of kids at that time. You know, he had a lot of stuff he had to take care of. So it's like for your homies solely depending on your money just because you got a deal not knowing like you got stuff to take care of. All they see is, oh, you got signed for this amount, not knowing it's taxes that come out of that amount. It's stuff you want to do for yourself. It's stuff you want to do for your family. So it's like people got to think. And then O Block is not small. That consists of a lot of people that he used to hang with. So they got to think smart and not just be on some entitlement shit. And that's why a lot of people break away from their so-called homies or homies because it's like that becomes annoying. Like every couple seconds or every other day, yo, homie, yo, let me get 30,000. Yo, let me get 10,000. Yo, let me get 5,000. Or yo, such and such is in jail. He need this, and then you bail him out. He's back in. Yo, yeah, just one more time. It gets annoying. You feel me? It feels like you basically babying niggas, and that's what certain people don't be wanting to do. So they just break away and choose who they want to keep close to them. That's gonna stay on the right path.
2013 four-wheeler for $10,000, which was the exact amount of money needed to bond out Lil Durk. Keef then goes on by saying he is O-Block and closes the conversation by saying he can't believe Lil Durk was stunting for Twitter. Chief Keef would then find himself in various legal situations throughout the rest of 2013 and even ended off the year by being sentenced to 90 days in a rehab facility in Malibu, California. Upon being released from rehab, Keef returned home only to find O-Block requesting $7,500 in cash to bail out an incarcerated O-Block member by the name of Trey 5. Trey 5 was arrested on November 11, 2011 for aggravated battery and discharge of a firearm. He was being held in the Cook County Jail on a $250,000 bond and had been sitting in there for over 2 years at the time. O-Block claimed to already have around $18,000 for the bond, which is why they asked Chief Keef for $7,500, giving them $25,000 in total to bail out Trey 5. Keef made it seem like it was no big deal to give them the money, claiming he had just recently spent the same amount on shoes, but when asked to actually give them the money a week later, Chief Keef said he threw it all in the club and ended up not giving them a dime. This soon resulted in a situation that would change Chicago drill music forever. On March 26, 2014, Chief Keef was ordered to appear in a Chicago courtroom in regards to one of his many legal troubles at the time. While at court, members of O-Block such as Boss Top and OJ, along with some THF 46 members, allegedly broke into a home in Northfield that was being rented by Chief Keef's former manager, Uncle Ro, and Keef himself.
And what's crazy is I'm just so, I can't say lost, but I was just so into the music. I wasn't listening to the lyrics super heavy. Well, I can't say I wasn't listening to the lyrics heavy. I wasn't connecting it to, like, he used to diss 4-6, and I didn't even know that until like recently.
The group was armed and allegedly went through the entire house, stealing a wide variety of designer clothes, bags, and shoes. It was also reported that Boss Top even stole Chief Keef's daughter's clothes and diapers, along with laundry detergent and deodorant. While this was taking place, one of the people inside the house, rumored to be Brandon Zerer, aka Twin City CEO, based off these tweets, called 911 and reported that there was an armed robbery at the home. Then, moments later, Chief Keef returned home from court where Boss Top would allegedly snatch Chief Keef's iconic Johnny Dang piece off his neck, while O-Block OJ would reportedly snatch GBE Capo's Jesus piece. This would escalate the situation to an entirely different level when a 33-year-old man and associate of Chief Keef by the name of Terrence Smith was unfortunately shot during this altercation. After the shots were fired, the group allegedly stole Chief Keef's silver 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee and fled the scene. Chief Keef and the other GLO gang members inside the house then rushed Terrence Smith to the hospital, where it was determined he would luckily survive his injuries. When questioned by authorities, nobody said a word, which resulted in no arrests being made, but officers in the Gang Enforcement Division released a document stating that the Black Disciples are having an internal conflict and listed 3 photos of the persons of interest in the situation, with one of the people being Tyree Davis, aka Boss Top. The official document stated, officers assigned the Gang Enforcement Division have received information that an internal conflict has arisen among members of the Black Disciples. On March 26, 2014, there was an attempted murder and home invasion in Northfield, Illinois, in which Black Disciple Keith Cozart, aka Chief Keef's associate Terrence Smith, was shot. This incident is believed to be related to the internal conflict. A silver 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee belonging to Cozart was reportedly stolen during the above incident. A possible offending vehicle is a gold or silver minivan, unknown make or model, with Tennessee license plates. The following factions of Black Disciples may experience internal discord: O-Block, Lamron, and Brick City 600. Chief Keef didn't say much publicly about the robbery until 3 months later when he released a series of tweets stating, "I clothed you, B, put money in your lint ball pockets. I tried to glow you up. See, it worked. You don't look dirty no more. I'm nothing like these guys, but we look alike. Way higher form and fashion, and I'm loyal. I was giving Lil Dirty folks clothes. And money, I'm talking hundreds. Get
Get
them
them
ones
ones
up out of
out of
here.
here.
Folks, they stole KK clothes out of her room, detergent, deodorant, and all on Bloods. They stretched that all right. Montclair's, earrings, Robins, Trues, Gucci bags, Pellies, Louis Vuitton coats, I can go on and on. But when I found out, I bought it again. And then ends the discussion with, I gave you the glow so you can eat, not try to compete. Lil Dirty GD, folks. Chief Keef would also later call out Boss Top by his real
Little
name by
dirty GD,
tweeting,
folks.
Tyree Davis stole this too, with an Instagram link to a now deleted photo. Keef would later do the same thing to his former go-to producer Young Chop by tweeting out, old stuff Tyree Pittman stole while I was in court one day, with another Instagram leak to a now deleted photo. Shortly after this revealing Twitter rant, Lil Durk and THF Basie would post a video to social media taunting Chief Keef and GBE Koppel by wearing Koppel's stolen chain, while posted up in front of a TV playing.
Rest in peace, Cap. And what's crazy about that is how I feel is like Chief Keef don't want to be back around that, and it's like I seen they was mad that he produced for Young Boy supposedly. I don't know how true it is, but it's like, bro, he don't got no loyalty to y'all because y'all don't got no loyalty to him. It's like, imagine your homies doing all that and still on some, yeah, you better have loyalty to us. You gonna be like, get the fuck out of here, because it's like y'all did what y'all did and expect me to still be loyal to y'all or to come back to the hood and help y'all when y'all stole from me. Y'all didn't just only steal from me. Y'all stole from my daughter too. So it's like that shows how heartless and ruthless y'all are. So it's like, why would I keep you around knowing the trouble that can cause? And I feel like honestly, if Chief Keef stayed around, he probably wouldn't be here, or it'd just be like he'd be in jail. It'd be one of the two, because he'll probably feel like he got to prove himself to stay around him, and then I'll just end bad.
Chief Keef's Close That Door music video. At the end of the video, you can even see Lil Durk pointing to Chief Keef's chain on the TV and saying, "We got that too." A few weeks later, Chief Keef moved to Los Angeles, California, and hasn't returned back to Chicago, ever since he was betrayed by those he once called family.
Damn. Fucking, I started burning shit. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Let me know what y'all think about the situation, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.